this attempt to create this space simulator, space fight simulator. So this is where we are. So we have this Starbucks, which was quite a lot of work, but I was expecting. So it took me like 4 hours to do this. Hey, we're not in Rust today, so it's weekend. So I'm doing something different. All right, although right now I'm gonna do something that is Rust. So we're gonna do something cool. If I ever want to do this thing in Jai, I really need some kind of collision system. So I went back to Jolt and said, okay, let me see how it will look like to add, like, the way I'm doing it in Jolt, I'm basically adding Jolt. So as we said, Jolt is C++. So the way I do the binding, I write this C API. So this bunch of C++ stuff. Then I build this kind of C struct and a C API. Where is it? Where is the C API? Here it is. So this is the C API, right? And then I can call this shit from Jai. It works okay, but I have to deal with this build system and writing code in C++ to kind of be in the middle of this. And I really don't enjoy it. I really don't like it. So coming back to Parry, I said, okay, what if I write a C interface to Parry, which is a Rust thing? So I wrote this thing in Rust, and this is how you do the C interface, and it's so much nicer than C++, and the build system is cargo. So that means that I can take this shit, bring it to Linux, and rebuild it without having to do anything crazy with it, right? So we're gonna do the same. So we're gonna expose what we need. So we're gonna write, basically, we're gonna write something in between us and Rapier to expose what we need. So we're not gonna need all Rapier, right? For now, we need to create a simple rigid body to do the ship. We need a bunch of functions to add forces to that rigid body, the ability to set and read the matrix from that rigid body. So it should be pretty straightforward. When it comes to space, I've been here already. So if you go to my YouTube channel, there is actually a proof of that, of something that I did in Go, believe it or not. Something that I did in Go many years ago. There it is. Right. So this is pretty much where we want to get. Right. So this was in Go. So this is pretty much what we're going to do. I didn't think about it. Actually, the asteroids, because once we start moving, we're going to need something that proves us that we're moving. And actually, having asteroids is not a bad idea. You know? So this is what we're going to try to do today. So if I can finish the day where I have something like this, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the HUD. We will see. But if we can get to fly like this, is going to be interesting. Then I think I have also an external camera, where you can see how this was moving. Right? And you can actually see, let me make it big, and you can kind of see that it's got these nozzles firing to change the attitude of the ship, right? So it's actually Newtonian. The way it's built is Newtonian. In fact, the way it moves is not exactly like a plane, right? You know, you can rotate, yeah, you can rotate, not like a plane. So it's like rotate, and then it's got like automatic systems that are kind of trying to push the ship in the direction where we're flying. So we're gonna try to go and recreate this, right? So I've been here before. Either the engineers that are designing the ship are morons, because if you're designing a ship to fight, you want it to rotate as quickly as possible, right? That's the entire point. You want it to rotate so you can shoot at whatever you want, right? So why would your ship roll faster than pitch, right? There is no explanation for that. And the reason why Elite Dangerous does it is because Elite Dangerous is trying to create a space combat that looks like airplanes, right? So you want to have the airplanes that does this, and then it pitch slowly, right? And also you have all those things in Elite Dangerous where the speed at which you pitch depends on your forward speed and all those kind of stuff. And it also happens if you shut down all the automatic systems. So it's nothing to do with the fact that the system is limiting your rotational, right? It just doesn't work like that. But I agree with you. So basically what you're saying is that Space Simulator becomes fun if the physics is tweaked in a way that they feel like airplanes, which is the entire point that makes me think that they're not fun if you make them in a realistic way. Now, there is a game, and the reason why I'm doing this, because there is a game that is coming out that is called In the Black, which is not, you know, it's a very dangerous name for a game. But this claims to be a realistic thing, and you can see it straight away that it is, right? You can see, you know, I've done this, right? I've done the space station, so I can see that the movement is what a Newtonian movement will be, right? And this is very interesting. I think it's coming out May 5th. So it's coming out in 2 days, right? So it's going to be really interesting to have a go at this. Ships. So this should give us a falling ship because of gravity. There you go. Bye-bye. Hey, there is gravity in space. What's going on? Can we follow her? Yes, we follow. It's too fast. All right. Okay. Let's kill the gravity. Let's kill the gravity. And I can pass 0 to kill the gravity. Let's go. Space game. And now the ship is not moving. We killed the gravity. Very well. Okay, so we did Rapier rigid body. Okay, so now the ship should move slowly. No, it doesn't, because we're not calling step ship. So in step space sim, step ship, step space sim. So also this one, it's all private, right? We're gonna go for ship in sim ships. Step ship. Come on, man. Ship. All right. Now it should move. Move. There you go. All right. It's kind of accelerate pretty fast. All right. Surprisingly fast, actually. To the point that it doesn't feel right. So we add another engine engine and -6, that also pushes 10, and that means that now the ship will accelerate forward or backwards. Okay, so so either we accept the fact that -1 is forward, -1 is backwards, or we need to rotate that ship 180 degrees. Let's rotate that ship 180 degrees. Okay. So now the ship shouldn't move, right? And I should be able to control it, the roll. And obviously it doesn't stop. I have to stop it manually, right? I don't understand why there is something that I don't understand. Oh. No. What the fuck is happening? Okay, there is something that I don't understand. I'm using PBR font shading at the moment, force shading. I don't have it done PBR in this render because most of my stuff was supposed to be toon shade anyway, so just have a very simple font shading. All right, what's going on here? It is accelerating, right? Maybe not. Yeah, it's accelerating. Okay, so I think we need to reset the forces somehow. Physics Rapier. There was something that was weird here. Step. So he was doing these reset forces. Yeah, we have to do this. That's the problem. We absolutely need to do this. All right, so librs step Rapier world. Yeah. Weird that we need to do this. What is that false? Wake up. All right. Okay. Okay, that should fix our problem. And I think that's also the reason why my impression at the very beginning, the first time I was rotating, it was like, this is rotating a little bit too fast, considering the thing, right? Okay, so now it's hardly moving. So it is moving, but it takes ages, which makes sense because now we have 1 Newton meter for our engine. So that makes complete sense, right? So I imagine that we will need something like at least 100 to get it to rotate. We can actually probably move this camera back here. Okay, so super slow. Okay, but now I can balance it, right? So I can go on the other side, boom, and stop it from rotating. That's very cool. So it's rotating. We're going to need way more. It's a pitch engine, but fine. Okay. So this should give us pitch. The Expanse does it really well. Babylon 5 did it pretty well too. That's what I was saying this morning. I know this ship is from Babylon 5. I've never seen Babylon 5. All right, so now we're pitching. Right? So we're pitching really well. So I tap it and it keeps rotating. Right? And I can roll it. Right? I can stop the roll and I can stop the pitch. So that's pretty cool. Okay? But we can do better. Roll control. multiplied by how quickly we want to rotate. We want to rotate, let's say that we want to rotate 30 degrees per second. That's pretty slow. 90 degrees per second, right? Minus local angular velocity z, okay? And we want to multiply this, but for now, leave it like this. And minus 1, 1. So this becomes our input. Okay. So in theory, this should stop automatically, refire the engine to stop our rotation when I rotate. Wow, I got the sign correct, which is great. So I stop rotating, and now what it's doing is firing the engine on the other side to stop my roll. Right? And it stops my roll. It's kind of slow, but it's easy to fix. All right, so let's do the same. So what we need to do to fix it is we just have to multiply this by a lot, like 10 or something like that. You know, something stupid like that. Now we can do exactly the same thing with the pitch input. And now basically we will have a ship that is automatically firing the engines to reset the ship once I stop moving. So pitch is X, right? Pitch input equals input. So let's go. So pitch. Okay, so now it's way more responsive, right? Right? Physics. Second. We need a local velocity. So local vel is rigid body local velocity, ship body. Okay. So local velocity z. So power control multiplied by 100 minus local velocity z. Probably we don't need this multiplication by 10, I imagine. We don't need it. Blah, blah. And then we do the power thing. So power engines, blah, blah. And we do the power control. Sounds reasonable? Attempt to use a value inside its own declaration. Power input. Okay. All right. So let's see if it works. So if I accelerate, it should move a bit and then it stops. That's correct. So right now, the way it works is that, which is not the way how it should work. So I would imagine that this was the right trigger will increase like a velocity request, and then it will stay there. Right? So right now I have to keep it, and if I release it, the ship will stop. Right? Which is cool, but it's not what we want. Right? So now it's gonna try to stop. The cool thing is that now if I change direction, it's not gonna be able to stop anymore, right? Because we only have an engine that can push there, right? So we don't have an engine that can stop our lateral velocity. Right? So we're going to keep going in this direction, okay? So we need an engine to stop that kind of movement. But before we do, I think it's better I keep doing like this. And then I'm gonna attach the camera. Local del Y input, right? And then we're gonna fire this engine automatically to kill our up velocity. Okay, we have to be a little bit more, because basically I want this ship to be driven. So I'll write the code and then I'll go through the logic for this, right? So let's see if it works. So I change my direction. So is it stopping my up velocity? It's not really doing, isn't it? No. So either that sign is wrong, or we didn't set it. We didn't set what the up engine is. That's why. Up engine. So that's a very good test. So we're gonna accelerate ship, bring it up, and see if we can stop it. Right? Accelerate up and then stop. There you go. We stopped the ship. Perfect. Now our power input is gonna be our ship target speed. Okay. So this is going to be very difficult now because I don't know what is my target speed. Right? But the point is that now once I accelerate, if I release, you know, the ship will stay at that speed, right? And it will try to keep that speed going. So see, now it's like correcting. Eventually it will start moving. Yeah, eventually it will start moving. So let's slow down a bit. I could, you know, that's why you really need a HUD. You really need the HUD. All right, so now if I attach, hold on, we have some memory leak. Let's fix this. So probably the engines, I imagine is the engines. Okay, so that should attach our camera. Oh yes. Come Interstellar. Okay, and the problem with this now is that we have absolutely no feeling of, so if I accelerate, you know, okay, we have control, okay, inverted on the Y. It's good to know. Space sim. Was it like that? Was it like that the entire time and I didn't notice? No. Okay, so, okay. I think it's correct, right? So are we in the front of the ship? Are we in the wrong position? Yeah, we are. Okay, I don't understand this. So this is not snapping shit. Control is kind of snapping it. Yeah. All right. That sounds good. Object property transform X. Object properties. Fuck. It was this one, right? It was this one. Okay. So once you do it, it comes up like this. Okay, but we're good. I think we're good. This one. So we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. And we can, where is update? Update ship avatar. We can get rid of this. Okay. So first of all, let's make sure that it still works with the fly camera. So fly camera first and make sure that everything works as before. Yeah, yeah. And it moves forward. That's cute. And now let's attach the camera. And we move back 10 meters. And it works. All right, so now we're pitching up, we're pitching down, we're rotating. So that's cool. But as I was saying, now I'm accelerating, but we don't see anything. But we can, we have a solution. So we can add asteroids. Well, let's just add some kind of, I think I have some kind of space station or something like that. So let's have a look. So I got a space station. Yeah, that looks pretty big. That looks pretty massive. Okay. This is gonna fix it, isn't it? Boom, fix it. All right, okay. So now, are we already intersecting? Are we already in the... Wow, this is really big. So we are in the shadow of this thing? Okay, now we can see that we're moving. So why are we all black here? Are we in the shadow? Yeah, there you go. Wow, that thing is really big. All right, let's put it a little bit more far. So let's put it, where are we? Create space station. Where are we? Let's put it 1,500 meters and under 5. All right, so where is it? There she is. Wow, that's so cool. My God, that is so cool, man. Okay, we need to increase our far distance. We need to increase our far distance. So create space levels. So level camera far plane. Let's go to 35 kilometers. There you go. There it is. There it is. Look at that. And now we're going at max speed. And it looks like we're not moving at all. That's big. That's a big ass space station. Obviously, we don't have collision, so we can just fly through it. Right? But this is so cool. And we can start to have an idea of the handling. You see, we're not turning. We're not turning. I went into the ship. And also, we're starting to have problems with our stars. Look at that. So we're having a lot of... I think we're having a lot of problems. Oh my God, I have no idea what's going on with the star box. The star box went completely insane. And it could be because of floating point precision. Let's try. Let's try. I'm not gonna sleep if I don't do it. So let's like ship control and space station needs new star box. All right. I have to do the Kunosh. Che è successo? Nice, stay with me. All right, so how are we gonna do this? Do I have something to create a cube or something? I could create it in Blender. So all I need is this cube. I could create it in Blender. But I think it's better to have something that creates this. It's quite shitty, this code, but I should be able to translate it easily. The question is, how is it possible that I don't have a shape builder? I definitely don't have it. Unbelievable. The pipeline input is a mesh vertex. Let's go. No Starbucks. Okay, so pipeline depth mode. Let's just disable it. Yes. All right. So is it going to work? Is it going to start to fuck up when we move? I don't think so. But we have to do a couple more. So first of all, I need to get rid of this. False. I don't think it's casting, but you know, it's better to do it like that. So let's go back. So where is our space station? Permission to buzz the space station. Are we handling a little bit better? Can I enter in there? No. 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 Oh, it's very, it handles really bad. And then the local VLC. Let's try to understand what's going on. What is the mass of the ship? 3,000 kilograms. So it's not really that much. So forwards. Okay, so speed. So I changed the speed to 100. It just jumps. Okay, I know what's wrong straight away. So there you go. We're missing a parenthesis. So we are multiplying by physics dt the reduction of the speed, but we're not multiplying when we go up. So we go straight to 100, but then we cannot really slow down. So now, okay, so now, no, 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 no. This is what we want to do. All right. So target speed. All right. Okay. So the change of control is too slow. So let's make it 10 times. No, I still want to see our speed. All right. All right, so now we are at 100, so maximum speed, but we're still accelerating. Okay, so I can reduce speed. 51. Okay. And let's see how we are handling. So I cannot get into there. We're still, we still have like tons of latency. So let's slow down even more. We're just doing 1 kilometers per hour. So it's like we are slower than a World War I plane. Can we handle decently? Yeah. Okay. Can I get into this and then invert? Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. To our main engine. Right. So let's go like really big. All right, let's go. So there we were like at 24 meters per second, so super slow, and it felt really difficult. Right, so let's go at 40 with these more powerful engines, and let's see how we handle with this. What we need is really like eventually like a HUD, and the HUD that has that indication of what is your direction. I'm going to show you the video of my old version in Go. But you see now that we have more powerful engine, we change direction much faster, right? So we can handle fast. So we are at 41 meters per second now, and it feels like I'm pretty much always going where I'm pointing. Not always, but you know, it's definitely better. Can I handle? Can I pass here? Yeah. Okay. So much better, right? So let's accelerate. So double the speed, 80 meters per second now. And we started to drift a little bit more. But we're still handling. So you need to think way ahead. So can I pass between these two? I think, oof. Yeah, I can. Okay. So let's go to maximum, 100. This is very cool, actually. I feel like I want to work on this tomorrow. It's so cool. All right, let's invert. How long is gonna take to stop? Minus 30, minus 10, 0. And now we're accelerating in the right direction. Okay. That's pretty cool, I have to say. It's really cool. All right. Can I can't. Can I? No, there. No way. Boom. All right. Okay, that's cool, guys. I'm really tired. So let's commit this. That was cool. That was a long day. So to-do list. We done the basic ship control. Whoops. So what we could do. So in theory, in my to-do list, I have this donut course. So the idea is to have like gates, and you have to go through the gates just to prove the handling. Then we will have the HUD. Then we will have this enemy ship and weapons and things. So yeah, realistically, I think I'm gonna work on this sometimes next weekend. I think tomorrow we're back with the tennis and anime girls. So I'll see you guys next time or tomorrow or whatever. Thanks a lot. Have a fantastic end of this weekend and take care. Ciao, 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 ciao.